What is going on, everybody? It's Matt Marchese, also known as Islanders Daily, your daily news from the four-time Stanley Cup champions, New York Islanders, and we're back here today with another episode. It's a late night one, 12:42 at night while this is being recorded, but at least it can be a good night as the Islanders beat the Vancouver Canucks 4-3, and it was not a pretty game. It was not a pretty game at all. I did not like the Islanders' play. They continue to struggle against very bad teams, and that is a serious problem going in the long run in the future. But they found a way, they won, and that's all you can ask for at the end of the day. It wasn't pretty, but they got it done. The Islanders fought through and were able to get it done in a 4-3 fashion, and they were down 2-1 at the first point in this game in the first period. Luckily, in the second period, they were able to come back strong, and then they kind of were able to control it. Canucks, fought back late with the net empty. Got a couple looks there. Sorokin stood tall, a couple good plays, defensive plays there, but gave up the goal. But then they were able to hold on for the win to win it 4-3. And it was a close one. It was a close one. It shouldn't have been that nerve-wracking, but it was. It was. But, yeah. The Islanders won. We had great games once more by Anthony Duclair. He continues to be great. Since his benching Duclair, he came back and he's been playing with the vengeance. Every time he's on the ice right there, I think he has an opportunity to score. The first one was a great pass from Tony DeAngelo, got across from him. Great shot there. Second one, again, on the power play, him and Cal Ritchie. Seems like the two of them are maybe building some chemistry there on the power play because Cal Ritchie, again, beautiful pass to Anthony Duclair, and he put that one in the back of the net, no problem, again with the good shot. We got a Ryan Pulock goal, and it wasn't from his normal slap shot. It was a wrister. Schaefer got it to him. Pulock had the seas parted for him, walked right into the slot area, fired it home, scored. Big goal there. And then Tony DeAngelo, I like his play there. He pinched up, was lurking in the shadows. The puck found him, and he put it in and made it. There's the Islanders' 4 goals. And then, again, just a lot of shots from, the point have been beating Sorokin. That seems to be Sorokin's weakness is those point shots, deflections. And I think that's due to him not being an aggressive goaltender. He kind of sits back and he doesn't, give the skaters in front of him a hack, doesn't give them a push. He kind of just plays his position, plays his goaltending position. He's almost too nice, Ilya Sorokin. And it's kind of funny saying that, but that's kind of what he is. He's just almost too nice of a skater is Sorokin, or too nice of a goalie, I should say. But he makes big saves, and that's all you can ask for, and they're able to win this game, the New York Islanders. But I will say, I hope that, we never have to see Maxim Siplikov play again. He is just not a good player, and it pains me to say that. I would trade him for like a 6th-round pick, 7th-round pick at this point. Just putting him in the lineup just is not good. He's just not a smart player. He doesn't do the things right. Doesn't get shots off. And I had high hopes for Siplikov when he came over to the Islanders last season. Just unfortunately hasn't worked out. And that's how it goes sometimes with these Russian players in the KHL. He just hasn't been, a good player for the Islanders. In fact, he has hurt the Islanders, just doesn't clear it out. And the reason the Canucks scored a goal in this game was because Siplikov failed to clear it out. He just failed to clear it out, and Mayfield and Boquist as well failed to clear the puck out a lot of the time. And, when those 3 guys were on the ice together, it was just detrimental. It felt like the Canucks were just pressing and had a chance to score at any moment. Luckily, nothing came from it, but that's what it truly did feel like. It did feel like the Canucks could score at any moment when those guys were on the ice. Luckily, though, the Islanders were able to hold on and win. You just can't play Siplikov anymore. You just can't play Siplikov anymore. He just doesn't have that ability. He just does not have that ability. So for the power play, the Islanders go 1 for 3 on the power play. They somehow don't score on a 5-on-3, essentially a 5-on-2, because the stick of the Canuck was broken. Just not a good power play there. The first one with Duclair where they scored was good. I do think the power play has looked better. Especially when Ritchie is on the ice with Duclair in them. I think the power play gets some great movement, does great work, and they had a couple good looks there. Canucks go 0 for 2, so good job once more by the Islanders' penalty kill to kill it off. Face-off dots, the Islanders got dominated by the Canucks tonight in the face-off circle. Kind of a rarity. The Islanders, it wasn't that big. It was 55-45, but just the Islanders are usually a much better faceoff team. They really struggled in the faceoff circle tonight, especially Elise Pettersson. He was winning every faceoff that he took for the Canucks. But yeah, it was just kind of crazy. And it was a little nerve-wracking. I got a little nervous going into this game because the Canucks, what is it? They've lost 11 straight games, the Canucks. It was a little nerve-wracking. I mean, they're 0-8-2 in their last 10 or something, or 0-9-2 in their last 10, or 11, I should say. It's just, I was nervous going into that game. Luckily, the Islanders win, but they continue to struggle against the worst teams. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Somebody makes sense to it. They just struggle. If they could just beat these bad teams, it would be so much better. But luckily, they do beat the bad team tonight. But it's just so confusing. Butch Gordon said it on the broadcast. It wasn't that good of a performance by the New York Islanders tonight. They won in spite of their performance, I feel like is the best way to describe it. They won, but it wasn't a performance worthy of winning, is what I should say. I do think the second period, they did have a couple good shifts and everything, but against a team like the Canucks, who have been just spiraling out of control, I mean, they're trading everybody. You need to, beat the brakes off them or just dominate, and the Islanders just can't dominate against these bad teams. It's so weird. But a win's a win, and the Islanders walk away with 2 points, reclaim their second spot in the Metropolitan Division, which they did lose for some time to the Pittsburgh Penguins, who had it earlier, but with the tiebreaker, but the Islanders jump back 2 points ahead of them. The Hurricanes are starting to run away with the division. You're right behind them for a little bit, but now they just seem to keep winning every step of the way. They are starting to run away with that division, the Hurricanes are. So the Islanders have one more game on this 7-game road trip before they go up and play Buffalo on Saturday at home, 1 o'clock, and then they play the Flyers back on the road, and then they play home and home against the Rangers. I will be going to that Flyers game on the road. I'm very excited for that. It should be a good game. But yeah, the Islanders, they found a way to win, and that's all you can ask for. They just need to tighten up their game, I feel like. Tighten it up. And before we head off, I saw a comment here from today's video. When you guys are seeing this, will be yesterday's video. But it's from Davids, and he says, "Hey, Matt, if we look back after the season, what do you think would be the reasonable expectation where we should be happy as fans in terms of expectations going in and any outcomes we end the season with? If the season ended right now, going from basically last place to second place to success, if you include other things like new player development, atmosphere, change, and social media improvements, or even more international spotlights we are getting, genuinely want to hear your thoughts. For me, I'm happy and hopeful right now, but still maintaining my initial expectation. It is frustrating at times, though. And yeah, I think a successful season for the Islanders here is just getting to the playoffs. My expectations, I'll be honest, going into the season, my expectations were that we would be picking probably at the top of the draft. And they blew my expectations out of the water. So at this point, it really is, just kind of go with the season, I feel like. My expectations were low to start the season, and the Islanders just blew them out of the water. They did. Now, of course, you want to get to the playoffs. You want to win the Stanley Cup. It's going to be hard. I don't know if the Islanders have the talent for that. But getting to the playoffs is definitely, the goal, the expectation now it's the expectation for every team. But from how I was feeling at the start of the season, it just didn't feel like that was possible. And the Islanders have played great hockey. They have made me, a believer once more in this season. And yeah, and Matthew Darche came in here and said, this is all about, a feeling out process. He wanted to see the team. He wanted to see what the Islanders could do, and he'd go from there. And the Islanders, he really said, listen, you need to play good to prove that you deserve to be on the New York Islanders. That's what Darche's statement essentially was. And I think they've done good. I think the player development, they went from having a garbage prospect pool to building up a serious one with Cole Yzerman, Kayshawn Aitchison, Victor Eklund. Maybe those guys won't be superstars or anything like that, but it's a solid unit they have going now in the prospect pool, which was, dire. It was a horrible prospect pool, And now it's growing. It's getting better. And I mean, just look at the goaltender that we talked about a couple episodes previously, Dmitry Gamzin in Russia. He's a good goaltender in Russia. The Islanders have sneakily built this prospect pool out of nowhere. And it all starts with a trade by Lou Lamoriello to get Callum Ritchie for Brock Nelson. That's where the change really felt like it started. And that's all you can ask for. And then the social media, I like how you brought that up. Social media for the Islanders has been so much fun. Who knew the Islanders had personality? I've really enjoyed what they've done. I'm sure the social media managers on the Islanders are happy that, they get to do this and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's just awesome, and that's really my thoughts about it. Is my expectations are already exceeded from how I thought the Islanders were going to be. Now it's about just enjoying the season, going with the flow of things, and I'll watch every game, I'll enjoy every game, and that's really all I can say. It's been fun to see them more active on the social media. It's been fun to see, their prospects trending upwards. It's been fun. It's been fun. So yeah, my expectations were exceeded, and now it's just about going for the long ride on the season and see where it takes us. That's about it. So that's going to do it for today's episode. As always, I hope you guys enjoy, and let's go Islanders.